Hello students, we'll see the next chapter under the second chapter. Already we studied these two topics under this chapter, that is verses. It is the backbone of a contract. It is the most significant element of the any contract to create legal rights between the parties. The consideration is very essential for the contract. If there is no consideration, there is no contract. Okay. So we'll see the definition of the consideration. Section 2, subsection D of the Indian Contract Act 1872 defines consideration as when at the desire of the promiser, the promise or any other person has done or abstained from doing or promised to do or abstain from doing something, such act or subsistence or promise is called the consideration for the promise. Okay, so consideration is nothing but it is giving of something in cash or in kind, or doing of some act, or the absistence from doing certain act, or the promise to do or abstain from doing something in return for some benefit of a or a promise. Okay, consideration is nothing but giving something back for if we receive something, we should give something back. This is nothing but consideration. Okay, it's nothing but giving of something in cash or in kind, or doing something or not to do something for the benefit received. If we receive something, we should give something, right? That something is called the consideration. Okay, we'll see the example. See, for example, A agreed to sell his house to B for rupees 28 lakhs. Okay, A agreed to sell his house to B rupees 28 lakhs. In this case, under the A going to give his house to B. Here A is going to give what? House. A is the house is the consideration in case of what? B, and 28 lakhs also consideration in case of A. So the A is going to give house and B is going to give money, right? So A, house and the monies are the consideration. They are going to exchange something, right? So that is the consideration. Consideration is nothing but they are giving something in cash or in kind, or to do something or not to do something. In case of cash or kind, or in case of any act also, okay, in the case of the consideration. Next we'll see the types of consideration. Under that, three types. First one is the past consideration, second one is the present consideration, and third one is the future consideration. We'll see first, what do you mean by past consideration? Under the past consideration, when something was done or suffered at the request of the promiser before the date of the promise. If something is done or something is did before the promise is constituted, or before the formulation of the particular promise, the something is done means that is the past consideration. Okay, that is when the consideration by one party was given before the date of the promise is called the past consideration. When the consideration by a party for the present promise was given in the past. Next one is the present consideration. Present consideration, when the consideration for a promise moves simultaneously with the promise, it is said to be the present consideration or executed consideration. Giving or receiving together with the promise means it is the present consideration. Next, third one is the future consideration. Under the future consideration, under the future consideration, when the consideration on both the parties is to move at the future date. Under this, under the future consideration, what? The consideration is receiving in the future date, not at the time of the formulation of the promise. The receiving and giving of consideration only in the future date, that is the future consideration. These are the three main types of consideration. Okay, next we'll see the main important part under the consideration, that is essentials or legal rules of valid consideration. What are the essentials or legal rules for the valid consideration? Okay, what are the main rules? First one, see, consideration is necessary for every contract. Consideration is very necessary for every contract. Okay, see, a promise without consideration is a gift. The consideration is very necessary, essential for the each and every contract. If there is no consideration in any contract, there is no contract at all. The promise without consideration, if there is a promise without, there is no consideration, means we can treat it as a gift. We can treat it as a gift. It's not a contract. A promise without consideration is a gift. A promise without consideration is a gift. So, consideration is necessary for every valid contract. An agreement without lawful consideration is void. A agreement or a promise without lawful every contract. So, one more thing under the same point, first point, consideration is necessary. If there is no consideration, no contract. But exception to the rule, no consideration, no contract. There are some exception to the no consideration, no contract. Under these exceptions, if there is no consideration also, we can treat it as the contracts. Okay, listen, consideration is necessary for every contract. If there is no consideration, we cannot consider that particular contract as a contract. But there are some exceptions. Under these exceptions, if there is no consideration also, we can treat as particular promise as the contract. Consideration ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ನೆಸೆಸರಿ. ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಕೆಲವು ಕೇಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರೇಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಆ ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಅಂತ ವಿಲ್ ಸಿ ನಾವು. ಓಕೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಸಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅರೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಲವ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಫೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಇಫ್ ಎ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅರೈಸಿಂಗ್ because of the natural love and affection, in that case the consideration is not necessary. If there is no consideration also, we can treat it as a contract. If the contract arising out of natural love and affection. And see, under section 25 and subsection 1 of the Indian Contract of 1872, a contract made in writing and registered under the law in force for the time being for the registration of documents and made out of natural love and affection between the parties, but that party should be standing in near relations to each other, is enforceable at law. That particular contract arising out of the natural love, not artificial love, it should be in natural love and affection, and that particular party should be in the near relations. Okay, that in that case, if there is no consideration also, that particular promise will be considered as the contract. Okay, but there are some conditions under the contract arising out of natural love and affection can treat it as the contract without consideration, but that particular thing first should fulfill the following conditions. We'll see the conditions. The agreement must be expressed in writing. Agreement must be expressed in writing. That particular contract which is arising out of love and natural love and affection, that agreement must be in writing. And second one, the document containing the agreement must be registered according to the law in force for the registration of documents. The document containing the agreement must be in writing, and that particular writing document must be registered according to the law. As per the law, it should be registered. Third one, the agreement must be made on account of natural love and affection. This is already over. The agreement must be made on the account of the natural. If there is a no love and there is no affection, means cannot treat it as the contract. There should be a natural love and affection. The next one, the agreement must be between parties standing in near relation to each other. If there is two parties in the particular agreement, means that two parties should be in a near relationship. Okay, for example, husband and wife, brother and sister. If there is a uncle and nephew, the daughter and mother, like that, should be in a near relationship. Okay. This is about the first point. What exception to the under the first point is consideration necessary for every contract. Under that, there are some exceptions if there is no consideration, no contract. Under that, first one is the contract arising out of natural love and affection. Now B1 is the promise made to compensate for past voluntary services. Any promise made to compensate for past voluntary services under section 25 subsection 2 of the Indian Contract of 1872, a promise made to compensate a person who had in the past voluntarily done something. A person done something for a particular person or particular institution for the promiser and or had something which the promiser was legally bound to do is valid even if it is not supported by any consideration. In short, C, a promise to pay for the past voluntary services is valid and enforceable. If a person did something for particular promiser or any other institution and he is in that case is capable to receive something in the future, is capable to receive something in the future without the any consideration, is not that particular promise is not need to do anything in a present to that particular person if he did something in a past. So if a person past voluntary services ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಬ್ಬ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಪಾಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ ಸರ್ವಿಸಿಗೆ ಫ್ಯೂಚರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಈ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕೆಪೇಬಲ್ ಟು ರಿಸೀವ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಮಿಸರ್, ಓಕೆ, ವಿದೌಟ್ ದ present consideration also. Okay, there are some conditions. See, the past act or service must have been done voluntarily, not at the request of the promiser. The particular service should done by the voluntarily as per the wish of the particular promisee only, no, not at the request of the promiser. The act or service must have been done for the promiser, or the act must be something which the promiser was legally bound to do. That particular act should be a legal act. Okay, it's not be illegal some act, it should be a legal act. The promiser must be in existence at the time when the act was done. That particular promiser should be in existence at the time when the act was done. When the act was done, that time the promiser should be in existence. Promiser must now agree to compensate the promisee. The promiser must now agree to the particular promiser must be agreed. It's not in a force. It should be agreed to compensate the promisee. This is about the rules regarding the promise made to compensate for the past voluntary services. Now third one, promise to pay a time barred debt. First one is the contract arising out of natural love and affection. Second one is the promise made to compensate for past voluntary services. Third one is the promise to pay a time barred debt. Under this also, the debt, it promised to pay time barred debt, okay, after the expiry of the time. The debt must be time barred. Under this also, a promise to pay the time barred debt also, it is without the consideration, it's considered as the contract, okay. But there are some conditions. The debt should be a time barred. The time barred debt only considered as the contract if there is no consideration. If there is the promiser himself must be liable for the debt. The promiser must be liable for the debt, not any other person. The promise to pay time barred debt must be in writing. It should be in writing. There must be an express promise to pay the time barred debt. There should be an express promise to pay the time barred debt. It must be signed by the promiser or his authorized agent. It should be signed by the promiser itself or his agent. The promise must be to pay the whole or part of the time barred debt. It may be paid the full of the time barred debt or the part of the time barred debt. This is about this third one. Next, fourth one is the completed gifts. Under the completed gifts also, we can consider as the without consideration also we can consider as the contract. But under this, how to fulfill the following condition. The exceptions will applicable only in the case of the completed gifts. Only the particular gift should be a completed and should be in the relevant act in force. Okay, completed gifts is nothing but gifts actually made. Okay, the gifts actually made. And next one is these are the two important conditions under the completed gifts. See, next one is the fifth one, promise to contribute to charity. Next one, promise to contribute to charity. If any other person ready to contribute something for the any NGOs or any other institution as a charity, in that case also, if there is no consideration, for example, now the person here is going to donate something 50,000 for a particular NGO, means he is giving something. Okay, that is a consideration, but he is not receiving something, right? Okay, there is no consideration receiving, right? But if in that case we cannot consider as it is not a contract, but we can consider as a contract in the case of if we promise to contribute to the charity. Next, compromising or remission of a due debt and extending the time for the performance of a contract by the promisee. Compromising or remission of a due debt and extend the time for the performance of the contract by the promisee. It's nothing but if any other person is contribute to person as per the section 63 of the Indian Contract Act 1872 for compromising a due debt means for agreeing to accept less than what is due, that a particular person is ready to accept the particular amount less than the due. Okay, due amount is 100, the particular person ready to accept for rupees 90 by the promisee. No consideration is necessary. Under that is also no consideration is necessary. Extending of the time, for example, if a person promised to pay within the week but after that he is going to extend time, he is asking the time for 1 more weeks. Okay, extending of the time, in that case also no one more consideration is necessary. The old consideration was only enough. Okay, next one is the contract of agency. Under the contract of agency also, under this section 185 of the Indian Contract Act, under section 185 of the Indian Contract of 1872, for the creation or formation of an agency, contract of agency, no consideration is necessary. Under the contract of agency, there are the main person is principal and he is going to appoint the agent in the place of principal. If the agent is going to receive any consideration on behalf of the principal, means there is no need of any extra consideration, only that first the consideration of the principal is enough in the case of contract of agency. Okay, these are the points under the first essential. First essential is consideration is necessary for every contract, but there are some exceptions. That exceptions is, first one is the contract arising out of natural love and affection. Second one is the promise made to compensate for fast voluntary services. Third one, promise to pay a time bar debt. And fourth one is completed gift. Fifth one is promise to contribute to charity. And sixth one is compromising or remission of due debt and extending the time for the performance of the contract by promisee. Next one is the contract of agency. These are the main points under the no consideration, no contract exceptions. Under these, first main point is over now. First main point is over. Now second essentials of the we'll see in the next class. Okay, thank you.